Welcome, everyone, to the November 18th, 2019 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. And I would like our Director, Jeff Fischel, please, to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm Barb Lewis, President. To my left is our Vice President, Jeff Benton. To our right, fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, our Administrator, Mike Fromer, and our Clerk, Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 19-1127, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held November 14th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1127. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today, but we do have an announcement from our Director of 911.
Thanks, Jennifer. I'll kind of lead it off. I had the opportunity to fill in for Commissioner Merrill on Friday at the CALEA accreditation that occurred down in Northern Kentucky Convention Center. And during that time, there was a hearing in which the committee that recommends accreditation fired a bunch of questions off at our team. And Director Brand did an excellent job of doing that, and it was very impressive. Not only did we meet you could tell we were going to meet the criteria for accreditation, but you could tell we far exceeded in the answers that we gave. I wanted Director Brand and also Matt Fletcher, who's been the accreditation manager, to come today and share a little bit and have us be able to let them know how much we really appreciate their efforts. So.
Thank you. Welcome, Patrick.
Morning, Commissioners. Patrick Brand with the 911 Center. Yes, about 2 years ago, between the 911 Board and the Commissioners, we executed the agreement with CALEA to start our accreditation process. We had over 213 standards that were total that you could meet up to. We met most of the required. There was some optional ones that did not meet our office's needs and such. But overall, we did meet well above the expectation of some of the other agencies. As Administrator Farmer was saying, that was there. We had a higher percentage of completion, which was very acceptable. There was 116 agencies that were at this conference being reviewed, either for their initial or their renewal process of accreditation. We had from locally, we had the New Albany Police Department was there as well with us, and they had far as way as some areas down in Mexico. So it was very international of all over. Our team did a great job. It wasn't for Mr. Fletcher and his hard work. And just like they said in accreditation, if you don't get the buy-in from your team on this, you're never going to succeed, because it takes the whole team to be able to get through all the policies, procedures, and such. So with that, on Saturday night, we did meet the full recommendation to get approved. So we are now a CALEA accredited center. We have to do a yearly online review of our policies, procedures, and all the proofs we submit are done annually. That is different than some accreditation centers. They wait every 3 years or every 4 years, just come and do everything. CALEA makes you do it annually because they want to make sure that what you said you were doing is you're going to do. And with that, they don't tell us which ones, but they do more or less 33% of each of all the policies. And then the fourth year, they come and visit us again and make sure the center's into the standards it should be.
Could you just tell us, for our viewers who may not know, what CALEA is?
The accreditation on accreditation and on the law enforcement communication.
Okay.
Law enforcement agency, sorry.
It's really the gold standard for safety services?
Yes. It is done by police departments and law enforcement agencies, along with training facilities, jails, and such as communications is the other one.
Oh, my gosh.
We're
Congratulations.
the second standalone communication center in the state of Ohio that's accredited. Miami County was first, and obviously our 911 board is more or less was developed off of Miami County's policies and such.
Oh, my gosh. And this is optional. I mean, you
Yes.
chose to
Yes, there's
pursue this
6,
standard.
I want to say we're the 7th overall in the state of Ohio, because if your law enforcement center is accredited, you can do a crosswalk patch where it just does the communications. That's as such as our friends in the city of Dublin are that way, and several others throughout the state. But overall, we're the 7th in the whole state of Ohio that's accredited.
Oh,
What percent, do you have any idea what percent of the communications agencies across the country or the state that are? I mean, the 7 out of how many in the state of Ohio, for instance? You know?
I don't know how many communication centers there are overall in the state. At one time, there's well over 80-some PSAPs, public safety answering points in the state of Ohio. And how many of those are accredited, I don't know. But yes, there's a large,
So I guess the point I'm making is it's pretty hard to get.
Yes.
Not very many of them, a small percentage have it. Congratulations, that's
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
yes,
Good,
so,
good work, good evidence of the professionalism and excellent work.
thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much.
You do an outstanding job. Where all the people on the 911 board are very, very pleased with the job that's being done here. And did Mr. Favor from the state auditors, didn't he take a tour
You
recently?
did take a tour, yes.
I was at the Sunbury Annual Dinner Friday night, and the person there representing his office came up to me afterwards and said he raved and is raving about the job we're doing and that tour and how impressed he was. I don't know if you're aware of that or not.
Yes, he was, well, I wasn't aware of that part. I did take him through the center. And he did ask a lot of questions of the staff and everything and wanted to have a lot of detailed information on how stuff was processed.
But they went out of she went out of her way in representing his office to let it be known that extremely impressed, and as we are, and all the agencies in the county that work with 911 here, we're very, very fortunate.
Thank you.
Boy, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Commissioners. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Resolution number 19-1128, in the matter of approving purchase orders and announced certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 1115.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1128. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1129, in the matter of proclaiming November 2019 as National Adoption Month in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Anderson with Job and Family Services and guests. I have Lynn Stacy and Scott Ripple from our agency. Also, we've invited Josh and Wesley to join us today. We're asking to proclaim November as National Adoption Month. This year, we are celebrating National Adoption Month by highlighting the more than 1,200 teenagers in Ohio in need of permanent caring relationships and connections to supportive adults. In Delaware County this year, we have already experienced 4 adoptions with 2 additional adoptions pending for this year. And that leaves us with 3 youth in the county that we're still finding adoption placements for. By highlighting the perspectives of older youth who have lived experience with foster care and adoption, we are striving to involve teenagers in planning for their future as they consider their many options, whether it's to pursue adoption or other permanency options. So we did invite Joshua to come in and speak to us today as an adoptive child, just to give his perspective.
Great. Thank you. Welcome.
I would like to add that I've known Josh since he was very young, when he was first removed from his birth parents' home and placed in foster care. He experienced several foster placement moves and then finally landed with one of our agency licensed homes, the Smiths, and he just shared with me that he has an anniversary coming up, December 22nd, 2010 was his adoption finalization with his 2 sisters, one older, one younger, and then there's a subsequent younger sister that the Smiths have also adopted. So he has a few words to say.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to speak today. And I just wanted to start off, my name's Joshua Smith. I'm 18. I go to Delaware Hayes, and I go to ACC. Adoption means a new beginning, to build a new family and to build happiness. I remember my birth parents were very poor. We didn't have money, but I thought that was normal because I didn't have friends.
Sure.
So I was happy what I had too. But I realized they spent most of the money on money and drugs, and sometimes I would eat my toys because I didn't have enough food. I didn't get a lot of sleep because I'd be spent playing video games the whole time, but now I read instead of playing video games. So I guess that's enough. My two sisters and I were adopted on December 22nd, 2010. But it felt weird to be in a family because I was used to moving to house to house to house.
Okay.
Oh, and I plan on enlisting in the Army after graduation as a combat medic. And
Gosh, thank
Okay,
you.
great.
Thank you so much. Boy, thank you. We really appreciate your coming in. Golly. Adoption Month is just so important in what we're doing here today, to just call people's attention to the need for good adoptive families, and maybe somebody will step up because of what you said, Josh. Thank you.
I advise it because it made me happy as a kid to finally have a family to stay at and be a part. So I advise whoever wants to adopt, whoever wants to do a round two, I advise it.
Oh, gosh. Boy, thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Do we want a picture? Jane, do we want a picture?
Yes, we've got the, yeah.
Vote on motion 19-1129. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. May I make a comment?
Oh, of course.
Josh, I listening to your story, I have a son who's adopted. His middle name is Joshua, so he shared that. I have two nephews in the Army. One's lieutenant colonel, one's a captain. So I think it's a great opportunity for you, and I'm just very proud of you. Although I don't know you personally, but just your story and how you obviously are growing up to be quite a young man, and that's a tribute to your adopted parents, and God bless you.
Yes, absolutely. We'll get a picture. Thank you for coming in. Thanks so much. Okay.
Resolution number 19-1130, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriations for the Facilities Department.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. This transfer appropriation is within the Service Center budget, transferring $20,000 from materials and supplies over to service and charges. We're running short on service and charges due to increased number of vehicles we're having to send out for service.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1130. Mr. Merrill?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1131, in the matter of approving an agreement for the sale and purchase of sanitary sewer between City of Powell and the Board of Delaware County Commissioners.
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
Morning Commissioners, Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. So this is a agreement between the Delaware County Regional Sewer District as well as, the county and City of Powell. And this is for transfer of ownership of a sewer along Adventure Park Drive. So previously, we were going to have a sewer project. Savco was going to be the contractor running a sewer line across someone's driveway, and they were going to be without basically driveway access for a substantial period of time. And there was some real conflict with that, with that homeowner. So we looked at different options, and the option was to take the sewer up to the City of Powell sewer, which then we would need ownership of to allow the Morris Station development to flow through that sewer and into our system. So we worked in agreement with Powell for them to dedicate that sewer over to us. It is an 8-inch line. We CCTV'd it, and everything looked good. So they are dedicating that line to us, and then next we'll be vacating that easement that was originally granted to the developer.
I'm glad you're able to figure this out, yeah.
I'm not sure I understood all that, but I have confidence it's a good
I
thing.
was going to ask you to give us a little summary. Yeah, thank you. Oh, thanks, Tiffany. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-1131. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1132, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. We have a lot of permit activity right now. We had 15 applications the last couple of weeks, and we're recommending approval. These are all standard utility permit installations.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1132. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1133, in the matter of approving ditch maintenance petitions and ditch maintenance assessments for the courtyards at Clear Creek and Signature Dermatology.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Courtyards at Clear Creek is located at Home Road and US 23 on the west side. It's a 130-lot development, and the Signature Dermatology is a single lot on the east side of 23 at Hidden Ravines, just north of the Walmart Plaza. This would place the drainage systems for both of those developments on the county's program, and we're recommending approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1133. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1134, in the matter of approving owner's agreement for North Lake Preserve Section 2 and Evans Farm Section 2, Phase A, Part 1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is our standard development agreement for street and stormwater construction. North Lake Preserve is a 35-lot subdivision in Berkeley Township off of Four Winds Drive. And Evans Farm includes 15 lots in Section 2, Phase A1. Recommending approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1134. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1135, in the matter of approving the plats of subdivision for North Lake Preserve Section 1, the courtyards at Clear Creek and Lewis Center Self-Storage.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Each of these plats has been approved by all the required county agencies, and at this time, we're recommending approval by your board.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1135. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1136, in the matter of accepting roads, establishing stop conditions, and approving recommended speed limits and releasing securities for North Farm Section 5, North Farm Section 7, Phase B, Liberty Trace Section 3, Phase A, Liberty Trace Section 3, Phase B, Liberty Bluff Section 1, and Pirate Road Extension.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Each of these development streets have been through the required one-year developer maintenance period, and we've done the final punch list and inspection, and each of those roads is ready for to be placed on the public system. The Pirate Road Extension, as you know, is a publicly constructed road that was completed just this past summer. All the review work's been done, and that's ready to go on as a new township road as well. So we're adding over a mile of new township roadway as part of this resolution. So that's a good indicator of how busy things are in the development world right now.
You don't have a speed limit on the Pyatt Road extension, is that, at least I didn't see it.
Should be 45 miles per hour. We'll check on that.
Okay. I was wondering what the speed limit through there would be, so.
It's 45, yeah.
Vote.
Vote on motion 19-1136. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1137, in the matter of accepting improvements within the project known as Courtyards at Muirfield Ridge, Manley Road, widening and releasing construction security.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
There was a small amount of work done on Manley Road as part of this development, and that work was completed and inspected, and we're recommending accepting that work and releasing the construction bond.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1137. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-1138, in the matter of awarding a bid and approving a contract between the Delaware County Commissioners and Selly and Sands Incorporated for the project known as Del CR 9-2.01, Liberty Road in Seldom Seen.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion?
We received 5 bids for this contract. The low bid came from Shelley and Sands, who we've worked with a number of times. Their bid was about $7,000 over the estimate, very close when it's considering a $1.3 million contract. So this work would begin next spring and be wrapped up by the end of next summer. The traffic signal poles take a long time to get manufactured and delivered. So getting this contract awarded now and that order placed will help this stay on schedule for completion next summer. So the project does include a OPWC grant through Powell for just under $500,000, and then each of us between the county and Powell will split the remaining share 50-50. So we're looking at about $400,000 out of pocket for each of us for the remainder.
So this is not a roundabout then?
It is not a roundabout, it is a traffic signal.
Okay.
Vote.
Vote on motion 19-1138. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you.
Resolution number 19-1139, in the matter of approving amendment number 1 to the recreational trail grant agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and the Village of Sunbury.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
Good morning, this is Scott Sanders, Delaware County Regional Planning Commission. Today I'm representing the Delaware County Trail Committee, and 4 projects were funded this year, 2 of which will need to be extended. This is the first one before you today. It's with the Village of Sunbury, and it's a trail extension near the library and the Veterans Memorial. They just weren't able to get that done this year. We had a really tight time frame, which we're going to work on as a committee to maybe extend that time frame for future projects going forward. So the amount offered was 50% of the project cost, up to a maximum of $39,262. So they've requested an extension from December 31st of this year, which don't think they'll be able to meet because now it's hard to put in a trail, to May 31st of 2020. And they are confident that they'll be able to finish that project by the spring, probably way before May.
Okay.
So the amendment was prepared by Mr. Hostetler as to form, and so we're asking that that be approved today.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-1139. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks.
5 minutes before we can start our 10 o'clock public hearing, so that brings
All right.
us to administrative report.
I have nothing to report. That'll save the 5 minutes for these guys, so.
Commissioner report.
Commissioner Merrill.
I think it probably was my turn.
I
but,
think it was, yes.
I have several things, and
Oh, here we go.
but I'm pretty sure that they're also on Commissioner Benton's list because we were at
Yes.
several events together. The Sunbury annual meeting/dinner, I thought went very well. All 3 of us were in attendance, and again, that's where the representative from Mr. Faber's office said such kind things about 911 at the end of the meeting.
And we had our 4th commissioner there.
That's right.
Yeah, we Mike Frommer was introduced as a commissioner that evening, so I don't think he got up and said thank you or anything. It didn't act like he, no comment?
No comment.
I don't know, I heard some mumbling about a pay cut.
Well, I didn't want to go down that road, so
well,
you're brave.
Oh, God.
CCO meeting was Friday at 10 o'clock, and interesting meeting. The representative from the governor's office spoke on the opiate litigation, and I'll share more with that in a future time. And there's also discussion about Corsa and that relationship, and that's an ongoing conversation as well. And I just got a text that Suzanne Delaney has resigned. So, FYI.
The
Township
executive director of
of a
CCAO.
Yeah. And township training, Melissa Schiffel did an outstanding job in her team Saturday. Commissioner Ben and I were in attendance, and I thought it was very, very well attended. It always is, and the township trustees obviously take their job very seriously. They're taking a Saturday morning to be at that event, and Commissioner Ben and I were privileged to serve on a discussion regarding economic development in our county, and Scott Sanders and Bob Lamb were also on that group before. Have an immigration conference call tomorrow from NACO, and entrepreneurial meeting on Wednesday. A board meeting will take place Wednesday. I'll be at that meeting as well, and that pretty well covers me. So.
Okay. Just really a couple other things. I guess an observation on the Sunbury Chamber is it's such an active chamber. I mean, there were close to 200 people at this dinner, and they have breakfasts and ribbon cuttings and meetings on a regular basis and all these active committees. So it's just a very vibrant, very active, organization. And they did honor Glenn and Donna Evans.
Yes,
Former
that's right.
Commissioner
that's
Glenn
right.
Evans and his wife Donna, who have done so many things for Sunbury and Delaware County as a
Yes.
former commissioner. And
Yes.
Donna in particular has been working on a lot of the vets projects over there, and just
Used to do the parade,
yeah,
Fourth
yeah.
of July
Right,
parade.
right.
She always
Big-
organized that.
Big project that is.
Yeah, great couple, have done so much.
Yep.
Very, very active in Sunbury.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's nice to see them get a I
Yes.
forget the exact title, a Lifetime Achievement Award for contributions to the area. Finance Authority luncheon was Thursday, and that was very well attended as well. Great presentation and video. Bill Bishop is going to be the new chair. I want to congratulate him
Yes.
on his appointment, and also thank him for his willingness to serve. I mean, the Finance Authority just has so much going on, and they're really critical in driving good economic development here in Delaware County. Records Commission meeting Wednesday. Soil and Water Conservation District has an open house all day tomorrow, so if you get a chance, stop by and say hi to those folks. And that's it. So,
Let's see, and Kent Schaefer was elected vice chair of the
Yes.
Finance Authority.
Kent's vice chair, Don Ranke's treasurer, and Scott Coverly's secretary. So those are the four officers.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right.
I think it is, yeah.
John Benhoff,
Oh, John Benoff is
secretary.
secretary. John Benoff's secretary.
Yeah.
You said Scott
Yeah.
Coverly,
Yeah,
so-
not Scott, yeah, John.
Yeah, right. We have about a minute left. Let's see. Anybody else?
Yeah, 1 minute, just checking my. So you can stall for a minute, can't you?
Oh, let's see.
I don't think you want to go in recess for a minute.
No, I'll handle this.
The Penn Open House is December 8th, the Penn Holiday Clearinghouse.
And,
Is
yeah,
December
that's-
Oh, that's right, that's
Date's
Sunday.
been set, Sunday, December 8th.
Yes.
it's one more way that this community and this county.
Gathers together and-
Goes out of their way. If you've never been involved in that, I would encourage you to look into it. And I know we all have been. And it's a really, I'm going to call it a feel-good day. You feel good about
Yes.
what this county does, and people in need. Penn does, I've been involved in this since I've been in the community here, and it's really a fantastic event.
It's amazing that,
It is.
what's the name of the building that they're in?
It's the Coliseum
The
on the fairground.
Coliseum is full.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
of
just full.
Toys, groceries,
Groceries,
coats. Clothes, yeah. I mean,
Incredible.
just, right.
And they just,
Yeah.
they
And
have
it's
such
well
a-
organized.
It's very well
Come in
organized,
at an
right.
appointed time, so it's
Right.
makes it convenient for everybody that way.
Right.
Yep.
People have to sign up ahead of time, and then, yeah, very, very organized. It's great. Okay, it is, thank you, 10 a.m.
Resolution number 19-1140, in the matter of opening the public hearing, number 1, to consider levying a real property tax pursuant to Section 322.02 of the Ohio Revised Code.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1140. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
And fortunately, we have with us our county auditor, George Kaitza.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
George
We
Kaitza,
got
Delaware County
Another
Auditor.
resolution. to
Oh,
waive-
I'm
waive-
sorry, George,
I
it's my
apologize.
fault. No, it's my fault.
Resolution number
One more.
19-1141, in the matter of approving for a specific occurrence, a suspension of Rule 3, speaker registration, Rule 4, limitations, and Rule 7, public comment procedures from the rules governing public comment before the Board of County Commissioners of Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-1141. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you. Now, I am,
Let me try that again. Good morning, Commissioners. George Kaitza, Delaware County Auditor. I'm here to speak in behalf of this resolution to continue the conveyance fee. This is the fee that we collect on all property transfers. It's based on per $1,000 of the sale price. This fee has been in place. The original fee started at $1 per thousand back in 1968. That was a mandatory fee. In 1989, it was raised to $2 per thousand, which the law allows up to $3 of permissive fee, so that was the first $1 permissive. Then in 1995, the commissioners raised it to $3 per thousand with $1, the additional $1 of permissive fee being dedicated for sheriff's deputies. And that fee then was continued in 2099. And so now we're back. That was a 10-year renewal, and so we're back to renew the fee again this year for either a period of 10 years or candidly, my recommendation would be that we amend the resolution and make it a continuing fee so that it does not need to come before you on every 10-year cycle. So we are currently at about $5.1 million in terms of fees that we've collected through this year. We're really almost back to our 2005 level in terms of real estate activity and transfers within Delaware County. We are in the lower group. There are 21 counties that have the $3 per thousand fee and 53 counties that have the $4 per thousand fees. So there is still $1 of permissive authority that's still available. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
You're not suggesting we go to 4?
No,
I
I'm
just
just,
wanna make
I'm
that
just
clear.
recommending that, and I believe Mr. Hostetler has also made that recommendation, that instead of making it a 10-year renewal, we just simply make it a continuous resolution.
okay.
If we made it continuous, can it be changed back to?
I believe you have the authority to change it whenever.
Yeah, I'm pleased that we're not raising it, but at some future date, if there was a need to raise it, making it continue, does that create any
Is that an
any
issue?
issues or stomach
I
bugs?
don't believe it does. I believe that at that time, you could raise it to $4 and let it remain continuous, or if you wanted to, you could go back to the 10-year cycle.
No, that makes sense, rather than having some arbitrary date. I mean, because if we're going to raise it or lower it, we would need to do that in session through a resolution anyway.
That's correct. You'd have to follow exactly the same process that we're doing here.
And Brad, you want to go to?
I was just going to say that,
What, better go to the mic?
yeah, I was going to say, on the field, someone's like, in my previous position, we went through this process, so I can tell you with fairly great authority. I certainly don't have the lawyer, credentials, but based on the research that I did down there, this is a fee that you can raise and lower at any time that you would deem
Okay.
necessary. So in other words, whether this was continuous or not, it could be lowered in the future, or to your point, if it's needed to be increased, it could be increased at that time. So you're free to administer this fee in whatever way you see best fit.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Check with Eric as well.
Do we have a resolution?
No, we still need to have another public hearing,
Oh.
which is scheduled for next Monday. It requires 2 public.
Oh, I see. We have to have one more
need to
public
ask
hearing.
Right, on November 25th, we'll have the second public hearing. I believe that's correct, right, Jen?
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next month.
Yeah. All right, we've heard from, the board has mentioned a few things, and our county auditor does favor this. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor? Is there anyone else who wishes to oppose the resolution? Hearing none. Any more questions?
I'd make a motion, we close the hearing.
Second?
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-1142 to close the public hearing number 1 to consider levying the real property tax. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
And our second hearing then will be Monday, November 25th, 2019 at 10 a.m.
And that brings us
to executive session. Thank you.
resolution number 19-1143. In the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of compensation of a public employer or public official for pending or imminent litigation and for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-1143. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We're now recessed into executive session. Okay, these are all mine. Okay. I will just,
Resolution number 19-1143. In the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second?
discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-1143. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. And we will be reconvening this afternoon at 1:30 at the Genoa Township Hall for the drainage viewing of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Petition.